Jai Shri Ram. In the Bhagavad Gita, 17th chapter, 10th shloka, Krishna is telling us do not eat these kind of foods because they are tamasic. Foods that are more than 3 hours old, in the sense after cooking, if 3 hours have passed, then it is likely to deteriorate. Of course, if you put it in a refrigerator, perhaps you can prolong that period of time. So Krishna has no objections. But how much can you prolong it? By. So again, all the stuff in the refrigerator that we are keeping, these bottled sauces and all the preserved stuff, is actually tamasic. So actually in India you will find the poor always eat fresh food. That is why their longevity is much better than those of the rich. Okay, and they are healthier also. Unless of course they pick up the habits of the rich. So foods that are not overcooked. This is the description given by Mukundanandaji in his Bhagavad Gita. I think they overlooked this word. Should not be overcooked. It is food that is stale. Yata yamam. Yama means 3 hours. Atho yam means 24 hours. Atho yam, 8 into 3. Yama means 3 hours. Yata yamam. If food is 3 hours old, you have cooked now, within 3 hours you must eat it. If you do not, then you are eating tamasic food, stale food. Now the question is, what about the pickles? Yes, obviously pickles are tamasic, but just a little of tamas is perfectly alright. Even Krishna ate pickles. Okay, once there was an incident in Guruvayur. There was a child, a Brahmin boy, who was sent by his father to offer the prasadam because the father was busy in something else. So the child was told to give curd rice and pickle. The innocent child thought that Krishna will consume it. So he sat there for a long time and Krishna was not eating it. So I believe he started weeping and telling Krishna that if you don't eat this curd rice and pickle, my father is going to thrash me. So I believe Krishna came and ate that. The father came to know of this later. See, that is the faith that you, Shraddha. Faith is a lousy word. Faith means blindly believing something that is there in some so-called holy book, which is actually filthy, unholy, full of lechery, butchery and treachery. In Hinduism, you need Shraddha. Shraddha means Guru Vedanta Vakyeshu Drudo Vishwasa Shraddha. So if you have the Shraddha of a baby, then Krishna will be your constant companion. He will meet you, he will talk to you, Rama or Krishna. So foods that are stale, don't eat them. And yatayamam gata rasam, that is food which has lost its nutritional value. There can be many reasons why food will lose its nutritional value, and I leave it to your imagination to understand. Puti pariyushitam chayat. Puti means putrid, rotten, smelling. Pariyushitam, polluted. That means unclean cooks. The cook, first of all, who is the cook is equally important, even if he is very clean, because his aura will infect the food. That is why we insist on listening to Hanuman Chalisa while making food, or listening to Vishnu Sahasranama or Ramanama while you are making food, irrespective of who is making food. Now, if the person is a Brahmin but he is a non-vegetarian, he is eating meats, then he is a rascal. He is worse than the worst kind of being. Okay, so we are not talking about caste here. So who is cooking the food, how clean is the food, and if it is meat, meat is impure, meat is asuric. Vedas do not support meat eating. So let us not get into that discussion now. Yatayamam gatarasam puti paryushitam chayate uchishtam. Uchishtam means leftover. Engili. Do not eat anybody's leftovers. There are some silly, stupid, idiotic rituals where this has been promoted by some people with some vested interest, that if you eat the leftovers of some Brahmins, you will be, graced by God and all that. Nonsense. Never eat. When Krishna is giving you the command, how can you make any discount or concession here? Krishna is telling you, don't eat anybody's uchishtam, no engili, no leftover, किसी का झूठा मत खाओ रे. Rama did not eat the engili bear, the झूठा बेर कभी नहीं खाए राम ने. ये तो प्रचार में लाया लोगों ने. ठीक है, अब इसके वजह से एक इम्पॉर्टेंट बेनिफिट ये है कि रामा is believed to be a person who never showed or had any prejudice for kulam. Remember, caste does not exist in Hinduism. So you need not start eating somebody's leftovers in order to spread or instill the feeling of equality among different people of different kulams. See, I don't use the word caste, but I have to remind you not to use it. So Rama did not eat. In the Valmiki Ramayana, if you study, Rama did not eat the leftover or the berries which Shabari had bitten. No, Rama did not. రాముడు ఎంగిలి తినలేదు. ఆవిడ వెతికి ఇచ్చింది చక్కనివి పండువి కష్టపడి చాలా జాగ్రత్తగా ఏరి ఎంచి ఇచ్చింది, అవి తిన్నాడు ఆయన అంతే. అంటే మాతంగ ఋషి కూతురు ఆవిడ, మాతంగుడు శూద్రుడు. అంటే ఈ అన్టచబిలిటీ అన్నది ఎప్పుడూ లేదు. अस्पृश्यता नहीं है, अपवित्रता अभी भी है. अपवित्रता. If I sense that you are a meat eater and you are a drunkard and there are other reasons why I do not want to shake hands with you. That is apavitrata. I do not want to come in contact with something which is apavitram. Something that is unholy. Unfortunately, in English we do not have equivalents. But if you mistake my sentiment regarding apavitrata as asprushyata, that is not my problem. So the whole problem rests on this misunderstanding. Apavitrata is there even now. Asprushyata is not there. Rama embraced Guha. So Rama worked with animals. So when he is working with animals and he did the Brahma Meda Samskara for Jatayu. Jatayu is a vulture. It is eating carrion, rotten meat and dead bodies. So but Rama did the Brahma Meda Karma. That means the funeral rites of such an animal, which is another excellent example of why Rama never considered the kulam of the person or the jati. Jati, Kula, Varna, Gotra, all these things are not so important. Okay. Jatayu was a divine soul. Okay. So, Yatayamam Gatarasam Puti Paryushitam Chayat Uchishtam Api Cha Amedhyam. Amedhyam. You see, impure. Impure means meat, mutton, chicken, everything. The goods, goodlu, eggs, haploid eggs which are carcinogenic. Toxin, poison on your plate. If you are eating eggs and omelette, that is poison on your plate. Haploid eggs are dangerous. Okay, do your own research. So please stop eating meat and don't eat tamasic food, impure food, unclean food made by a criminal. If food is made by a rascal criminal, then his aura will infect the food and you will start getting negative thoughts. I have already lectured on this, so be very, very careful. So Krishna is warning you. Yatayamam gatarasam puti paryushitam chayat uchishtam apicha amedhyam. Uchishtam apicha amedhyam. Bhojanam tamasapriyam. Young people these days are going to mandi restaurants, supposedly Arabian, where on one thali all the biryani is served and everyone puts their fingers inside, takes out the meat and licks their fingers. Now in Islam, Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, he said that do not wash your hands, lick your fingers or get your fingers licked by somebody else. Now I can understand in a desert where food and water is very scarce, perhaps he introduced this rule with a very practical kind of purpose. So but today we don't have to lick our fingers. You don't have to lick, and whatever food is a slight amount of food which gets wasted is actually feeding the insects and other animals. But do not waste food. Annam parabrahma swarupam, never waste. Okay. So don't go to mandi restaurants and start eating others. Uchishtam, Krishna is warning you. Uchishtam apicha amedhyam. If you are eating इंकोला एंगिली किसी का झूठा खा रहे हो तो फिर तामसिक आपके अंदर तामसिक प्रवृत्ति पैदा हो जाएगा and you will be disturbed, you will probably even commit crimes later on. So be very careful. If the food is pure, the mind will be pure. If the mind is pure, then the memory will be awakened of what? memory Atma Jnana. Then all the knots are sundered, sundered. Sunder means to cut apart, and that is how moksha can be achieved. This is a Vedic mantra. Ahara shuddhau sattva shuddhi. Sattva shuddhau smruti dhruva. Smruti lambe sarva granthinam viksha vipra mokshaha. Now I gave you the meaning before I uttered this shloka. So please be careful about your food. Jai Shri Ram.